Hi, welcome to Billings Farm at Home. I'm Adele. Mentioned spinning today, and some people might think of this, riding a stationary bike. But if you were a Vermont farmer raising sheep in the early 1800s, spinning referred to the fourth step in processing wool. After shearing your sheep, washing their wool, and carding it. Spinning is also the fourth step in our sheep to scarf project. It's time to spin the wool into yarn. People have been spinning plant and animal fibers for centuries. They probably started with more primitive tools than a spinning wheel, but spinning wheels are also centuries old. The first ones were thought to be invented perhaps 2,500 years ago, maybe in China, maybe in India. They evolved and eventually spread throughout the world, and of course the purpose of them was to make spinning faster and more efficient. Today, wheels may look a little bit different, but they pretty much work the same way. So let's take a closer look at my spinning wheel. A spinning wheel is really just a simple machine. I provide the power to make it work. When I press down on these pedals, which are called treadles, I engage the crankshaft at the back of the spinning wheel. So that makes this big red drive wheel rotate. Depending upon which treadle I press down first, I can make it go clockwise or I can make it go counterclockwise. There is a drive belt on the drive wheel that's connected to this pulley, which is also called a whirl. So while this drive wheel is going around connected to this whirl, it's also making this part of the spinning wheel called the flyer spin around. So let's do this. See what I mean? Okay, so as that spins around, it's pulling wool into the wheel, it's putting a twist on the wool, and it's also loading it onto the bobbin. But when I'm spinning, my hands have to be involved too. So I've attached some wool to my leader thread. I have my wool source held lightly in my left hand, and what I'm doing with my right hand is called drafting or drawing. So what I'm doing is pulling a little bit of wool from my wool source. I'm pinching my fingers and then releasing them, moving them back, and I'm letting the spinning wheel put a little spin on or twist on the yarn, and I'm loading it onto the bobbin. I'll do this a little bit more so you can see. Now, in order for my yarn to load evenly onto my bobbin, I can use these flyer hooks, and that way it loads evenly. Now, supposing I am spinning single ply here. That's what that's called. But supposing I wanted to make double ply, in other words, like this, two strands twisted together. What I do is I'd have two bobbins of single ply down here on my spinning wheel. I would attach the two single ply to a leader, and then I would spin both into my wheel, and now I would have double ply. So let me spin a little bit more. You notice that I'm doing what's called a very short draw here. I am just inching along. And part of that is because I am spinning roving, which includes wool from all parts of the body of the sheep. However, if I was spinning a different kind of wool, I might use a much longer draw or draft. It really depends upon the type of wool you're spinning and what you're trying to achieve. So I've calculated that we're going to need about 325 yards of hand-spun wool to weave our scarf. Now I'm doing some of the spinning, but fortunately Tiana and Lynn, two of our other interpreters, are helping me with this, but I still have a lot of work to do. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you later.